Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Ricky. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. So right about there on the map. Just a little bit before me, as far as before Full Sail. I actually got my BFA in film production out in San Francisco at the Academy of Art University. I went to school for film production, like I said, um, to where I specialized in both directing and screenwriting. Now I'm currently back in Detroit. I moved back after I graduated this past fall. During my spring semester, I took a commercial directing class of my senior year, and it kind of hooked me into a whole different world of art. Kind of got me to the whole advertising bubble. I started taking more classes in it and started participating in competitions and working with real clients and getting the opportunity to go to a couple other agencies. And that's when I kind of knew that that's what I wanted to do professionally. Um, I think as far as my long term career goals, I want to go into copywriting. I think it fits with my writing background. From there, move into creative direction. A lot of my professors, that's what they were, um, either still while they were teaching or they were in the past. And they really inspired me to kind of to move towards that path. From there, that path. From there, I want to kind of create my own agency and work with smaller businesses and kind of help them get the ground rolling from the ground up. As a child, I got the opportunity to watch a lot of my family members run their own businesses. The one thing they didn't have was that proper voice. So I kind of want to give mom and pop places, startups, whatever, uh, that voice and kind of help the little man. Um, in order to do that, I have a few short term goals that I'm trying to do and try to get done before the end of this class. Since my background is in something very different, I kind of moved from one major to something completely different. There's a few softwares that, because of the school's resources, they kind of help you master before you really get into the program. So I'm trying to pick up those skills because my second goal, I have a few commercials that I've shot in the past that I would love to create deliverables for. So I think it's the perfect opportunity before I really start going and work towards an internship in the spring. So those are two short-term things that I'm really planning on working on in these upcoming weeks. As far as the reading goes, for starters, I enjoy the reading. I felt like it really made me feel confident that I made the right decision into coming to Full Sail, which I'm sure that's probably what I was supposed to do. Um, Now, for most of the strategies, I felt like I could really relate to them. One of them, not so much, but I feel like I'm not quite there into my artistic journey. Um, the first strategy, return to your origin. There was a part where he spoke about a particular activity that brings within with it a heightened power. I didn't really think that that really related to me at first, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, no, I had this experience to where I was going to a new high school, and the rest, like my whole tour guide, took a right down a hallway. I took a left and ended up in the film department, and I'm sitting there with cameras and editing softwares and a full studio and green screens, and that's when I got into that field. The second strategy, finding your own niche. That I feel like that's something I'm doing now. That's the one that I really felt like I could relate with the most or relate to the most. Um, Preferably Yoki's path. She was doing something completely different, and then boom, she just kind of found the just a little you know piece of her interest that she wanted to completely specialize in, and I feel like that's what I'm doing now. Another strategy that really got to me was the avoiding the false path. Being an artist is not an easy thing to decide to do, and I really related with Mozart, where he just kind of was kind of ballsy with as far as with his father, and just kind of ignoring what he wanted him to do and did his own thing. And I really love where Green is. He talks about feel some anger and resentment at the parental forces that want to foist upon an alien vocation. I feel like a lot of our parents, being artists, kind of expect us to do something safe, and that is kind of alien to me. So that really got to me. The fourth strategy uh, made a lot of sense as well. as far as letting go of your past and really being adaptive. Uh, I try not to dwell in the past, but it's not always easy because I have had a rough, I guess, past as far as my academic past, and that's something that kind of lingers with me. And I preach all the time about being adaptive, and when you get into a new spot, you just kind of have to move sometimes. You don't always have time to dwell on things, but that's something that I don't always do, even though I preach it. So that's something that really hit me, and hopefully one day I can be my own version of Freddie Roach. The only one that I didn't really relate to as well was the last one. I feel like at this state in my life, I'm not to the point where it's life or death. Possibly I'll get there one day, but I feel like I'm a little too early in the game for something like that. All right, thank you.